For America First Action, David Clark. David, good to see you this morning.
Morning, Sheriff.
Hey. Thank you. You know, usually I can keep a straight face, but I can't after listening to that. There's a reason why President Trump refers to Mrs. Bill Clinton as Crooked Hillary. Now, let's unpack this for a minute. She sat up there during the tryst that her husband was having, actual rape allegations, some of that have been proven, and she defended the actions of her husband, and she trashed the reputation of those victims. So for her to sit up here today and say victims need to be believed because they have to have the courage to come forward, and when the victims of her husband came forward, she trashed them, she called them floozies, she blamed it on a right-wing conspiracy. Now, in that clip you showed, when she said we have a admitted sexual assault person in the White House, she was going back to her husband's years, because that's when we had a sexual assault suspect inside the White House.
David, you are a man of law and order. What bothers me most about what she said, as a Yale-educated attorney, what Hillary Clinton just did, calling President Trump, or accusing him of having an admitted sexual assault, that is real specific legal language that could be defamation or slander. And as a Yale-educated attorney, she should know that. What do you make about that?
Well, she knows that that's a high threshold for a public official. You can make those kind of smears and get away with it. But look, she's proven time and time again, not only during the campaign, but during this phony book tour that she's on, that she's morally bankrupt. Her ethics elevator has no bottom floor, and she will do whatever she has to do to protect herself, her image, and her reputation. If there's one person in the United States of America, maybe in the world, who has no respect for the victims of sexual assault, the women who have been sexually assaulted or have been subject to that sort of behavior in the workplace, it's Mrs. Bill Clinton. She doesn't care about those women. Right. Her politics matters more to her. The reputation of her husband, to prop him up in the White House for her future political endeavors, was more important to her than these victims. Actually, women's groups ought to be coming out right now and attacking her and going after her for her, not only her past treatment of women who have claimed sexual assault or sexual harassment, but for what's going on right now. I'm really surprised. If she was doing what she wanted to do, she probably would be defending Harvey Weinstein right now. But right now, she knows that the whole thing caved in on him, and she's left with nothing to do but kind of shovel dirt on his grave. But that woman is despicable.
Well,
where's Lisa Bloom?
That didn't last for more than about 2 days. Yeah. It took Hillary Clinton long enough to at least come out about Harvey Weinstein. But we want to get your thoughts as well on an issue I know you're passionate about. You've been speaking a lot about this, the NFL and standing for the national anthem.
We've heard a lot about that, so I'm going to skip that. We talked about that in nauseam. However, I want you guys to check this out, because this is what Denzel Washington has been saying about fake news and left reporters speechless.
What Denzel Washington just said about fake news left reporters speechless. The Conservative Tribune reports that the actor Denzel Washington criticized the mainstream media, claiming they have become more interested in being first to report something than actually reporting the truth. Denzel told a crowd of reporters on Tuesday that the liberal media were pushing, in his words, BS. That's according to The Hill. And they write here, quote, "If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed." Isn't that a mouthful of truth? If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. Especially if you're reading the Washington Compost. Denzel said this at a premiere for his upcoming film called Fences, and he was quoted as saying, "So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth." He was telling some reporters there, "In our society now, it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it and sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS." The Tribune notes here that what Denzel Washington has stated is echoing what every conservative has said throughout the decades about the press.
Yep.
Now, it was also noted that Denzel Washington was a victim of fake news when it was reported that he supported Donald Trump, when in fact he was actually a Clinton supporter. So he got burned by some fake news, and not too happy about it. Now, the Tribune says the need to be first is a symptom of being bombarded with too much information, Washington said, and the media's ultimate responsibility is to stick to the truth. According to Newsmax, they write that Washington's dead on about this. And what response has the mainstream press done? What is their reaction to being totally wrong about the election? The only thing they can do, instead of blaming themselves for pushing false narratives on the American people, they go out and attempt to destroy sites like the Conservative Tribune, sites like Next News Network, sites like Mark Dice, Alex Jones, calling us all fake news, simply because we push a conservative agenda.
So anyway, I'm not going to get into the whole conservative agenda because, like I said, I don't have a conservative agenda. I am a constitutionalist who believes in freedom. And I believe a lot of those freedoms are being taken away. So if you listen to me and you think I'm conservative, you are absolutely incorrect. If you listen to me and understand that I believe in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, you got it. You nailed it right there, brother. Thank you, or sister, because that's who I am. I don't have a conservative agenda because I'm going to tell you right now, if people are gay, lesbian, whatever, they want to get married and have kids, I think they should be able to do that. I'm sorry for your thought process. If you believe that because you're a Christian, you can't allow other people to live the way they choose to live without hurting you, then I don't know what to say to that, but I'm going to say that the Constitution is the most liberal documentation ever created in the history of man. If you read it, because other countries will demand that I be a Christian, or I be a whatever the hell they are there. Listen, you have every right to be a Christian, and I applaud you for your faith. I think that everybody needs to have a rock-solid faith in their life. My friend, Big Country, Christian to the core. I love it. He's a good man, and he's out there being a Christian, which means he's out there trying to help other people, which leads me into this. Folks, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a hateful person. I'm a pissed-off human being, but hateful I'm not.
And why do we have to push a conservative agenda?
Hateful I'm not. And I really don't care why they want to push a conservative agenda. I'm just letting you know that what I see out there, and I'm taking both sides of the story, and I'm giving it to you, because as a constitutionalist, I don't care if you get an abortion. I personally won't. Never would. Never did. But I will tell you that it's not what I believe in as a mother and as a woman. It has nothing to do with my religion. It has to do with my core values as a human being. I try to be a part of the human race, folks. But if you want to do that, that is your choice, and I'm not paying for it. You get the difference? Go ahead, do what you do. I'm saddened by your choice, but I can't tell you as a human being what to do with your body. I can't tell you you have to like men or you have to like women. You are going to make that choice. I can't tell you if you're a guy, that you shouldn't change your sex to female. It's not my problem. And don't make it my problem. I'll respect you as a human being and part of your choices, but do not tell me how to think and how to act and how to be. The Constitution, folks, look to the Constitution. All this other fucking bullshit aside, look to the Constitution, because that's the only thing that's going to bring us together as Americans. I know I always leave on a note I changed my tune a little bit today. I didn't come out with Going to Hell by Pretty Reckless. But I'm gonna leave you with this thought. There's a Native American elder, his name is Euclid, and he speaks from the Sedona. So I want you to hear what he has to say, because I think a lot of people in this country actually appreciate the Native Americans' perspective. And I want you to hear what he has to say, folks. And then we're gonna go.
Are the being of spirit. Look at the reflections that come to you. Touch upon those dreams that are there. Begin to understand that the communications of this, the Mother Earth, is now coming in to speak with you. My name is Ukwala, and I am a member of the Havasupai tribe from the Grand Canyon. The ways in which we honor this Mother Earth is to allow for Great Spirit to speak. We as a two-legged form simply allow that speak to be heard within this journey of our human step. Feel that sound, see the beauty, the colors, the textures, the sounds, the smells. Spirit is in grand communications. Let those communications awaken within you so that you then can become that vessel of Spirit. And you will begin to speak of Spirit in the way that is good. The journey begins today. Listen to what you are feeling in the heart. Call upon those dream visions. Call upon those memories. Awaken them. Begin this journey anew. Love that you are you, and love that you are unique, and know that what has been given you at your birthing is what you need to fulfill in this time of spirit awakening. The callings are there and will continue to call you. React to that. Allow for your response to be always in the positive. Spirit speaks to you. And ordinary things that represent and present themselves in extraordinary ways are the speak of Spirit. Our language, speak from the heart. Let the languages be many. The language of silence, the language of word. Bakioba me evak mesapo. Mabonyin you me evak mesapo. Banyame, yuwain matasnunik mahanik makikik mabo. Let that heart awaken. Let that heart take lead. And let your journey begin today. For the namings and the callings and the walks that are to be begins within the callings of heart. Respond to them in a confirming way. Ma hanikyo, ham okyo.
That was done on November 11, 2010. People are waking up, guys. It's about coming together and being of good heart and learning to love each other for who we are, and not demanding that I be like somebody else, and not demanding that you just don't step on my toes, I won't step on yours. It's called respect. It's called respecting somebody else. That's what the Constitution was meant for. For you have your personal liberties and have your personal respect. The government needs to respect you. I need to respect you. Everybody needs to respect each other, folks. It's the only way we're going to get through this bullshit together. I put the flag on upside down because it means our nation is in distress, and it is right now. Because if Antifa and George Soros get their way, they're going to come in and fucking start trouble for all of us. And I don't know about you, but I like my way of life. I like my freedoms. And I don't want anybody to take away my freedom to tell me how I'm supposed to think. And so what he's talking about with Spirit is waking up. Waking up, understand your heart, understand who you are really deep down as a person. Be a part of the human race. Getting off my soapbox. So, guys, just think about what I had to say. Love you all. And I got to tell you, thank you so much for listening, for being here, for listening to what I have to say, because without you, I ain't shit. And the whole purpose of this network, I don't know if you know, but we're affiliated with BWI. BWI is Branded Warrior Inc. What Branded Warrior Inc. is actually trying to do is to allow veterans to get tattoos to help them deal with their internal scars that they deal with. And it's been known to work. I have a couple of my own tattoos. It solidifies who I am as a person, and I don't think the tattoo itself does, but me being able to express myself in my tattoo, I can just look at it and go, hey, I'm always growing, I'm always doing other things, but the core of who I am is still there. and I haven't ventured off.